Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. This is the fifth and the last part of lesson planning. Now, after providing children with different experiences to practice and produce the language, you come to evaluation. Looking at their own creations in speech or in writing, you evaluate or their written work. They have learned a lesson or a concept, and then they have written something. They have shown or showcased their understanding of the concept. With the help of that final task or the last task in your lesson plan, you assess their understanding of the concept. And you use different formative assessment tools. So the written work is just one example. There can be others, and we will discuss the formative assessment tools inshallah in some other video. So from oral and written output that you have taken from the children, you assess them. And after the evaluation, you can easily divide the class into 3 learning groups. Now, how do you do that? This is the bell curve, and you can see that whatever the children or anybody in the world is learning, and there's a group of learners, automatically this is how they distribute in their performance. So some of the performers will be seriously they'll perform under the level of or below the level of all the others. So they will be seriously underperformers. And then there will be performers who will be below expectations. So some learners will not be average, but they will be slightly below the expectations, and these have serious problems. This is the lot, and most of the children fall in this category. They meet the expectations. They are average. Then there are some who are above expectations. Their performance, their work, their tasks are above expectations. And there are very few, 10%, who are excellent performers, who are beyond the class. This is how you can classify the children into 3 groups. So above expectations and excellent performance, this forms one group. And the ones who are average, they are here. And some learners who are below expectations and who have serious learning issues and problems, they come in this category. On the basis of this information, you can divide the class into 3 categories. So extensions, who are beyond the class, who are excellent performers, and average students, and the boosters who need extra help and support to boost their performance. So teacher should design further tasks for each of the groups according to their needs. So all these 3 groups need different kind of tasks now. After completing the input and the output, they need different kinds of activities. Extensions would need further challenge. Average students will need some more practice to make their understanding sound. And the boosters will need some extra practice beginning from easy to difficult so that they at least understand the basic concept. After the evaluation and your lesson is complete, and you have divided the children into 3 groups also on the basis of your evaluation. Now, outside the classroom, you will reflect on what happened inside the classroom. So whether the lesson was successful or it was not successful. You can ask 2 types of questions: high yield questions and low yield questions. High yield questions are where you are in control, where you can change the situation, where you focus the attention on the mistakes or errors you have made, or the things that you have done right. So you evaluate your own performance against the performance of the children, and you decide what to do next so that the children improve. Low yield questions would be where you don't keep yourself in the center. You put the blame of errors on the children and their families and their parents, and the successes on yourself. So if you ask low yield questions, you will not be able to improve your performance in the next class. You will go on teaching in the same way, and you will continue to get the same kind of results. Therefore, effective reflection would be that you ask high yield questions where you are in control, and you change your style of teaching, and you change the style of tasks that you were giving to the learners. And this is how you can improve your performance. You can change the kind of activities. You can make cards, and you can use language games, and you can use a video, or you can use an audio. You can use different kinds of resources to help the children learn better. On the basis of your reflection and evaluation, you will have to follow the concept up. You will plan a follow-up for your lesson. So what practice you're going to provide, what assignments will you give to reinforce the concept further, what projects can be given, what type of homework can be given. You can pause the video here and list some practice, reinforcement, and homework tasks. Here is my list. Some of the possible activities that can be used at these stages are completion exercises, information gap or opinion gap activities where pairs work together and half the information is given to one partner, and the other half of information is with the other partner, and they talk and discuss, they speak to each other in order to complete the information. Similarly, if there is opinion gap, so one partner in the pair has one opinion and the other has the other opinion, and then they discuss and try to come to some conclusion. Transfer of information is to transfer the text into a form, into a table, into a drawing, and vice versa, that you look at a graph and you write a paragraph. So all such activities are transfer of information. Answering questions, multiple choice, labeling, drawing, presenting in front of the class. Language projects. One new thing that I have learned recently is the lab books. So you can tell the children to make lab books for the grammatical concepts or other concepts that they have learned recently. Or you can tell them to make a lab book for a story that they have read, for a novel that they have read. So they make projects and they write reports, sums, role play, matching, flowcharts, timeline, mapping, following instructions of some kind, distinguish, classify, ordering the story parts or an instruction or a recipe, synthesis, inferring, etc. So these were the 9 aspects of lesson planning that we discussed in all the 5 parts. This was background, content, learning objectives, resources, warm-up, learning experiences, evaluation, reflection, and follow-up. That's all for today. Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz.